anymore. All right, we're going to call the meeting to order on July the 16th. We'll have the invocation by Brad Lomneck, the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Firstner, then we'll have roll call. Everybody please stand.
Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, Lord God. Please help our commission do the good work of the city, Lord. Please bless our first responders and our citizens, Lord. Thank you for everything you do for us. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Here.
Commissioner Wilson,
Here.
Mayor Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Firstner,
Here.
Commissioner Oliver.
Here.
Okay, we have no presentations or proclamations. Staff reports.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to ask the city attorney to give you an update on a meeting that was held with city managers and mayors from Orange County about the Orange County proposed rural boundary amendments and annexation amendments. And Mr. Ardeman, along with a representative from the city of Orlando, were both tabbed to work together in, collecting the opinions from the group. And I'm going to let Kurt kind of give you an update on how that went.
Glad to, Mayor, Commissioners. 7 cities were represented in a meeting last week, including the city of Ocoee, of course. And the question really was whether the cities should make a more formal engagement attempt with Orange County with respect to 2 proposed Orange County charter amendments. One is the rural boundary issue, which we've talked about before, which is set for a public hearing on July 30th of this month, which would establish if it was to be submitted by the County Commission to the voters, which would establish a rural area in Orange County. That was number one. The second issue is, which is now set for an August 13th public hearing, is a county proposed amendment which would restrict all cities' ability to annex property in the voluntary annexation rights we as cities enjoy under the Florida statutory mechanism and under the Florida Constitution. All of the cities there expressed some significant concern with respect to this. We collectively agreed to craft a letter to Mayor Demings and the County Commission to request that they engage with the cities of the county to talk about how individual rights and home rule powers of our cities and our annexation and comprehensive planning and planning efforts ought to be at least coordinated with the cities and not preempted by the county, but allow our existing rights as cities and under the Constitution and the statutory mechanisms to remain in place. Kyle Shepard, who is a prior attorney for the city of Orlando, and I were tasked with crafting that letter. We've got a draft letter that we expect to send to the county here in the next day or so. And that's the update. Craig and the mayor, if you all want to fill in anything that I may have missed, let me know. I'm happy to stand by.
It's good for me. What about you?
I think we're good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Staff reports.
Nothing further at this time.
All right. Public comments. All right. Ms. Warman? Come on up. Glad to have you here. Thank you. You come in to tell us everybody's getting free taxes?
Not this year.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you, Mayor Johnson and the commission. It's great to see everyone. It's been a while since I've been over here. I have curly hair and see you all straighten my hair since I've been here. You all have been doing so much over here. Just wanted to make an announcement in regards to the Orange County Tax Collector, Scott Randolph. We actually reopened our downtown office on Jackson Street. And we have now moved on May 10th. That is when that occurred. And we've actually opened up more windows down there so that we can offer even more services to our clients in the downtown area or for anyone who would be doing business downtown. And also, our business tax receipt office used to be on Orange Avenue in our main building, and we've shifted everything down to Jackson now. And it's actually Rosalind. It's Rosalind and Jackson, right across the street from the Orange County Administration Building, for you all who are familiar with downtown. I just wanted to let you all know that that is open, and Ocoee is doing extremely well, like they always have been. It is the largest DMV in the state of Florida, and we're just really proud to be in the city of Ocoee, and just want to bring greetings on behalf of the Orange County's tax collector, Scott Randolph.
We appreciate that very much, and we really do.
Okay,
Anybody else have any comments they want to talk to?
thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for coming out. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Look what it did to my hair.
That looks good, Mayor.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to follow suit.
All right, we got Veronica Sharon.
Hi, Mr. Rusty, Mayor Rusty. So
you
nice
doing?
to see you.
Is that one on? Is the light green there on the microphone?
Yes, it's on.
Okay, all right,
You can't hear me.
okay.
Oh, that one, sorry. I'm actually here today to talk about Parks and Rec regarding Tiger Minor. I know the meeting was yesterday, I just wasn't aware. So I've come today to talk about some concerns of mine. I saw that you guys are breaking ground on building 6 new pickleball courts, and at the moment we have 1 single-use pickleball court, and we have 2 dual tennis courts and pickleball courts. Right now, at the moment, there is a large community of tennis players that go to the courts, and it's difficult for us to get a spot, just because sometimes pickleball players will choose the dual courts rather than the single, and tennis players can't play on the single court for pickleballers. So I was in communication with Dawn today, and I expressed my concerns, and I was hoping that we could maybe get at least 1 single-use tennis court, so it's not that much of an argument. I know there have been hiccups there, but that is all I did come to express today.
Okay, hold on just a second. Anybody have any comments on that?
I know there's been some issues. Hi, I'm Rosemary. That's
Hi,
my
Rosemary.
district. but-
Oh, hi, Rosemary.
Hi.
I've heard of you.
Hopefully
Good
it's
things, good things.
Okay, good. I like good things. We are breaking ground on additional pickleball courts, okay? I know that I've talked to our Director of Parks, Mark Johnson, and we're looking at how we can arrange, because we had some issue with pickleball folks not being, I guess, as flexible as there's so many that want to play. So we're, again, trying to work out something. We'll talk to Mark about that. I don't know if Craig, if you have anything to say, but I think it's something we can talk to Mark and see how we can resolve some of these issues.
Yes, I was going to suggest that we will reach out via a representative from Parks and Rec so that we can try to work towards a better policy. We know, and that's a growing pain with the pickleball community, and
Yes,
we
I
have a
know.
thriving tennis community, but we will work on a policy that's more representative of the full spectrum of users, and you'll be contacted by someone.
And did you include your email address on the paper? Because I'll take that and I'll contact you.
I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll follow
I got
up
it.
with you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
if you
I
don't mind.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
And good seeing you. All right. Jim Moyer.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Jim Moyer. I live in Arden Park, and I have the honor of being the current chair of the Ocoee Human Relations Diversity Board. I noticed here that the 100th anniversary of Ocoee is on the agenda, which happens to be something I wanted to mention. I'm sure we'll learn more about the 100th anniversary in item number 12, I believe it is. But I wanted to make everybody aware, if you're not, June of next year is the 250th anniversary of the United States Army. Next October is the 250th anniversary of the United States Navy. And November is the 250th anniversary of the United States Marine Corps. So I'm hoping we, in some way, can incorporate that into the celebration for the Ocoee's 100th year anniversary. I also wanted to wish everyone a belated happy Independence Day, July 4th, and mention that July 2nd, in case you weren't aware, was the 60th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act. Also, speaking about this, our country here, about 220 years ago or so, when we were a young country, less than 30 years old, then President Jefferson negotiated an arrangement with the French, Napoleon, to purchase what we call the Louisiana Purchase. Many of the people that were living there at the time were of French descent, and July is French-American Heritage Month. So I just wanted to make everyone aware there's approximately 13 million people of French descent in the United States, and about 1.77% of Florida are of French descent. In addition, about a month ago, I mentioned that July is also Disability Pride Month, and August coming up is the National Traffic Safety Awareness Month. And with everyone being out of school, I think that's very important to be aware of. Thank you for your time, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Moyer. Appreciate it. Okay. Christina Spillane.
I'm not going to look at the clock because that's really nerve-wracking. Okay. Hello, commissioners and other elected officials of the city of Ocoee. My name is Christina Spillane, and I am a resident of Winter Garden. I am asking that the city of Ocoee create a budget item to assist Ocoee homeowners and businesses in the reduction of the overpopulation of the Ocoee community cats. I am a volunteer, TNVR, that stands for Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, Return, in the cities of Winter Garden and Ocoee. I am part of the amazing team of trappers that participate in the agreement between the city of Winter Garden and Pet Alliance. That program started in June of 2023, and we have TNVR'd over 400 Winter Garden cats. The homeowners and businesses of Winter Garden have seen a remarkable difference as there is a significant reduction in nuisance cats, cat fights, cat noise, injured cats, run-over cats, and unwanted kittens being born and dying a painful death outdoors. This program has been embraced by the Winter Garden City Commissioners and all the residents of the city of Winter Garden. Homeowners or businesses call, volunteer trappers get out there within 2 weeks because appointments are available. Why? Because the city of Winter Garden is paying for the TNVR appointments. Unlike Ocoee, unfortunately, when a Ocoee home or business has outdoor cats, they either have to figure it out themselves or find a volunteer trapper. So if they do reach out, it is a struggle for volunteer trappers to find appointments, not even taking into account the cost of the appointment, that they're just not available. So the wait is anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. Imagine how many kittens get born in that time period. Currently, Orange County Animal Services has suspended their TNR services, so that's not available to homeowners. I am not here representing Pet Alliance. I am describing one example of a solution to an overpopulation of cats in Ocoee. Another idea might be to reimburse trappers homeowners when they get Ocoee cats TNVR'd at homeowner and business Ocoee addresses. A third idea would be to set up a direct billing with the TNR clinic. A city paying for TNR is not uncommon. DeBerry, Winter Garden, Deltona, Orange, they all pay for their TNVR appointments despite having county resources. I drive around Ocoee a lot, and I see a lot of cats wandering around. I see lots of cats ran over. People have told me they don't want to move to Ocoee because there are too many cats. I would think this affects home sales. I propose the city of Ocoee help the Ocoee constituents by supporting TNVR, thus helping homeowners, neighbors. Please create a budget line item for outdoor animals with the primary focus on feral animals. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. When you get through, we'll talk about it. I have another one here. Same comments? Is it same comments? Elizabeth Fricker? Same thing.
Hello. This is my first time in a town hall meeting, so I just want to thank everybody who's here, the commissioners, the mayor. I am here for a very similar reason as Christine in support of a TNR or TNRV program. Yes.
You live in Ocoee?
I do live in Ocoee, actually. I have been a resident of Ocoee. I actually live in District 4 under Commissioner Oliver by Lake Ohio. So I actually do live in Ocoee and have done very similar things as Christine and many of the other people that are here. We all communicate and work together, and I anecdotally want to share that I have helped in the past year over 7 people and 30 different cats in the scenarios that Christine was describing. One of the things that I really appreciate about what these other towns are doing in Central Florida, not just Winter Garden, but also down in Volusia County, is that people do want to help the community cats and the animals that are around them. They simply do not have the resources. Sometimes that is the financial resources or the lack of knowledge, and getting support from the city really helps with that. You may think, what does it mean to just have a bunch of cats living outside? But these are nuisance cats sometimes to people. They are community cats that people want to take care of, and they are domesticated animals. So unfortunately, they do need our help. And one of the best ways to do that is to get support from the city. Even small financial help just towards the actual TNR itself can actually help people in the community who want to care for these domesticated community cats that are outside, but simply do not have the resources to. So I support Christine and a bunch of other people that are here. I would love to see my own town participate in something like this so that we can continue to help not just the community cats, but the neighborhoods that live here who want to solve a problem, which is a problem that is all over Orange County, that there is over 90,000 homeless cats in Orange County, including in Ocoee, that desperately need our help, and I think Ocoee can be part of the solution. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we got Kara. What's your last name? Villamonte. Thank you. Couldn't read it.
Hello, my name's Kara Villamonte. I am an Ocoee resident. I am in Commissioner Oliver's district. I am a proud resident of Ocoee. And when I first moved here, I noticed something that I have not seen since I have lived in Florida, which has been all of my wonderful 34 years, and that is cats everywhere. In our yards, in our businesses, in our parking lots, and unfortunately is also on the side of the road. I'm sure you've noticed them as well. They're rampant in Ocoee Hills. They're well cared for in our very own downtown area right over here. You can go to Toll Road, go get a beer, which I'm going to do after this, and pet a cat. And then you can go to DG Donuts and eat a delicious donut and pet another cat. And these business owners are taking care of these cats on their own dime because they're existing in this space. And they don't want their customers seeing injured, sick animals running around, just like homeowners don't want to see them in their own yards. Being an animal lover, I reached out to Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando for resources when I noticed this problem, and I found out about the TNVR program. As you're already aware, so I won't go into the details of what TNVR is, it has helped tremendously in my community. The University of Florida has found a 66% reduction in feral cat populations with no new kittens born after 4 years of this program. Many businesses in the Central Florida area employ a TNVR approach, including Disney World. This has been proven to reduce cat populations, it saves taxpayer money, and it addresses neighborhood concerns, as previously mentioned by other speakers here. Our neighbors in Winter Garden have already seen the benefits of this program. They've partnered with Pet Alliance to bring their cat population problem under control with a $50,000 grant. And Orange County was previously offering all Orange County residents 2 TNR cats per year. Unfortunately, they've recently discontinued that program due to a lack of vets. So what I am asking for today is that a budget line item be added, similar to that of Winter Garden, that would allow the city of Ocoee to reimburse its trappers or local businesses for the care and TNVR treatment of these community cats. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, before I let the city manager say something, I'm gonna open it up to the commissioners. Let them discuss this real quick.
I have a comment.
Okay.
I have here on my cell phone a picture of a trap that was put in my neighborhood that has an entire family of dead raccoons in it. I think it's great that people are sympathetic and empathetic to animals, but I would have issues with putting a line item in the budget unless there was restrictions on illegal trapping. This was found to be someone in a related organization, I don't know if it's the same organization, in Weston Bay. And they put traps out and they don't monitor them. And they trap other animals which can't live in the heat like a cat can. And so I think there's always two sides. There's an unintended consequence. And so that's just my comment.
All right. Anybody else?
I do have a comment. I think we talked about this about a year or so ago. We were the first speaker. Was the first speaker? Yes. Yeah. We were standing on the corner talking, having this conversation about this particular program. And I believe that my comment was to bring it before the commission, so I'm glad you brought this before the city commission. And you did identify that Winter Garden was already doing this program. Just looking at this type of program, it does say it is an internationally accepted program, and it's the most humane way of actually neutering felines or cats, and it does help with the population of them. So just from the conversation you and I had, I did a little investigation in it. And I thought that it was a great program. I just didn't know how we would actually do it here in Ocoee, because we spoke about having a facility. So you have to have a facility in the city to actually be able to, for lack of a better term, wrangle cats in or bring the cats in to be to neutered. So I think that would be one of the challenges we would have, is actually finding a location to do that. That's something that we would have to discuss as a commission. But again, I support the program. I think it's a great program, and I believe that if we put our heads together, we can come up with something that would be amicable to the citizens of Ocoee, and also to reduce the cat population as we move forward. Yeah. You have to go to
no.
You access up here. I'm sorry.
He's already had it. Mr. Person, Commissioner?
No comment.
All right. All right, I'll make a couple comments. First of all, I had a cat for 20 years. I love the cat, but I took care of the cat. I didn't ask somebody else to take care of it. I took care of the cat. 20 years. I've been around a lot of places. I was in Apopka for a few years as a mailman. Man, I've seen more cats over there than you've ever seen. So it's not just, don't place Ocoee in a thing saying we're the cat capital of the world, because we're not. I also will tell you that the citizens of this town pay taxes to Orange County government for animal control. We tried years ago to do animal control with the city. Bought a truck, hired a person, didn't work. So Orange County, have you asked them for money for this? Truthfully, have you asked them for money? Come back. You can come up now. I just need you to answer that.
I have not asked Orange County for money for this because, as you mentioned, Orange County does have Orange County Animal Services.
I know.
They have discontinued their TNR program at this time.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm just wanting you to know that that is where the money goes from our tax dollars to the animal control or Orange County. It's not under ours. So that's the purpose I asked you that. The other thing is, what does Winter Garden pay?
Excuse me?
How much does Winter Garden pay?
$60 a cat.
Okay, I'm gonna call the mayor and see if I'd like to see that ordinance or however they put that in there. I'd like to see it. I'm all for making sure we don't, I got a neighbor, lives across the street from me. He has two that stay out in my yard too, and I love them. They're great cats. They roll over and I get to pet them. I don't have to take care of them, but I get to pet them.
Thank you.
So I'm just telling you, there is a way you can start putting all kind of, and he might like that. I like taking care of him, but it's easy to say that when you're trying to get a little, but I'm telling you that the taxpayers are the ones that have to front this because we pay taxes for that. So somebody's got to get on them to make them do it. I mean, and I don't know how you go up to people's yards and do that. I guess every one of them's got to be able to sign a form saying you can come onto the yard. So that's another problem. But like I said, I was going to let the city manager let you know about the county thing, but I've dealt with this a long time ago about the animal control. And that's one of the things that you call them and ask them how we're going to solve that problem with that. Thank you.
Just piggybacking on what was said, the commission might wish to direct us to send a letter to Mayor Demings asking that they reinstate the TNR program in Orange County.
Yeah.
Given they've shown, great interest in dogs, cats, and rabbits in the past.
Yeah.
Previous ordinances, that would be well within your purview to send them a letter asking they reinstate funding for that program. And you can always.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We'll go ahead and make up a letter, and I'll sign it, and we'll send it to them. All right. Thank you very much. All right, any more public comments? I have no more forms filled out for public comments. All right, we're gonna move to the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll
Make that
second.
motion, sorry. Wasn't it?
Motion made by Commissioner Wilson to consent agenda approval. Here's a second.
I second.
Seconded by Commissioner Kennedy. Any more comments? Let's vote. All right, motion carries unanimous. I got an item that needs to come up before we get started. We don't have that big. Well, yeah, Mr. Geddes, you want to come up to the podium? You want to talk? Or you want me to, I'll go ahead and explain. I got a call. Our time's run out for Geddes Productions over at the lake on the building over there that we bought from y'all, I don't know, 5 years? Been 5 years? So they've rented it for 5 years. We're fixing to get ready to put it into the program. They're about tearing it down and everything else, but they've asked if they can use it till December to finish up and clear out and get all their stuff out, if we could let them stay to December. So I wanted to, if you want to make any comments, you can. If not, you don't have to. So I just wanted to bring it up and see. All right. You got 3 minutes to the max. Yeah.
I just wanted to come to the city and just say that it's been an honor being part of Ocoee. I grew up over at the trailer park, and the studio's been part of Ocoee, and there's been a lot of stars there that people don't really know about. It's been just interesting. It's been a pleasure, and it's bittersweet. But I just really appreciate the city and everything they've done for us, and just being part of the city of Ocoee. And if it does go up, if anybody wants to record an album, Mayor, you can still record your album if you want.
I won't be doing no singing.
But anyway, just want to say it's been an honor to be part of Ocoee. Gettings family's been here for a long time. Like I said, I've grown up here. awesome city. It's been amazing to see it grow and everything, so just want to leave that with you, so appreciate y'all.
Thank you. I will say, reason I know you since you're little, your grandmother used to live across the street from me. One of the sweetest ladies that you'd ever want to meet. She was a great lady. And your mother and father, I've known them a long time, but we've had no trouble with that in the last 5 years with you being over there. So I wanted to ask the commissioners, we're not doing anything, we don't have a date yet.
Mayor, we have this on as item 13.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
So,
I wanted to bring it up because I knew he was here. I wanted him to go ahead.
no, I understand.
Yes.
I just was wanting to make sure for formality's sake that,
Yeah, but we can get to it and vote there. I just wanted to bring it up and let Mr. Giddens speak
okay.
before he sit here all night with us.
How much fun that is.
All right, we're down to, we'll get to that discussion at the end. Second read of ordinances, public hearing. Second read of ordinance for Fountains West PUD. Second substantial amendment into Lot 8 of Fountains West PUD, Plan Unit Development.
Mayor, we still have the first reading of ordinance, item number 10.
Where? Oh, I thought that was on the backside of that other, but it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, amendment to the first reading of ordinance implementing the Live Local Act. Is that?
Go ahead and read it, Mayor.
Yeah.
Ordinance number 24-blank, an ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, amending Section 5-15 of the Ocoee Land Development Code, specific use/development standards to implement the provisions of the Live Local Act, Section 166.04151 et sec, Florida statutes, including defining terms, establishing maximum permitted density, floor area ratio, and height, establishing a process for administrative approval, providing for deed restrictions and annual certification, providing for a reduction in parking requirements, requiring equal treatment of affordable housing and market rate units, providing for enforcement, providing for conflicts, codification, severability, and an effective date.
We don't want to put that in the public hearing, do we? Not a public hearing.
First reading.
It's first reading. All right, Mike, did you want to talk? No, it comes back 2 weeks. What's our next meeting? August the 5th? 6th. It'll be back August the 6th. If anybody wants to vote on it or talk on it. All right, now we're going to get out to number 11. You want to come on up? You doing it?
No.
Mayor, that item was withdrawn.
Item 11?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That happened today?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's what we received official notification earlier
Did you
today.
notify them other 150 people to send me letters?
We did our best. We have, I don't believe anybody here is for that item unless they slip past me, and I was a good offensive lineman in my time, so.
I will tell you that issue got more publication to me than I've had in 39 years of this. Most I've ever seen. So they were Johnny on the spot. All right, let's go down to number 12. Regular agenda, City of Ocoee's 100-year anniversary celebration. Acting Support Service Director Gaines.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Again, Doug Gaines, Acting Support Services Director. I'm here to talk about the City of Ocoee's 100-year anniversary celebration. Back in 1925, we had less than 1,000 residents. Currently, we have nearly 50,000 residents. Then and now, Centennial Celebration is a rare opportunity to reflect on the city's past, celebrate our present, and prepare for an exciting and successful future. In October 2023, the city marked the town of Ocoee's 100-year anniversary during the grand opening event for Unity Park. Shortly after, the City Commission directed staff to begin planning the city's centennial celebration. You asked us to make these celebratory events a huge, big deal. Huge. All right, so based on that, your call to action, a dedicated planning committee has been brainstorming ways to make our centennial celebration something we can all be proud of. The committee involved the mayor, the city manager's office, and almost every single department. So to do this, we're here tonight to ask for two things. We want to share our centennial plans and get direction from the commission. We also want to ask you for direction with moving forward with hiring a marketing and graphic design company. Regardless of how big our celebration is, we'll need to work with an outside marketing and graphics team to make this landmark, once-in-a-lifetime event a big success for our residents and community. So we've come up with a long list of opportunities to showcase and celebrate the city's 100th birthday. May 13th, 2025 will be the actual date of the city's incorporation. First, let's start with the new proposed events. Our plan is to kick off the centennial celebration in January with a social media campaign to get everyone excited and generate media coverage and publicity. So January 2nd, we'll have the centennial kickoff. Another new event will be the Valentine's Day block party event. We're planning on hosting a golf tournament February 21st. The big community celebration will be Friday, May 9th here at Bill Breeze Park and the facilities here in Bill Breeze. The actual happy birthday event and time capsule ceremony will be May 13th. And we're also planning on having a movie night and block party November 14th. It's important to note before we schedule the dates you see here, we reached out to our community partners to make sure our dates did not conflict with the events they have scheduled for 2025. We don't want anyone to be double booked and miss out on all the fun we have planned here in Ocoee. As I mentioned, we have a long list of opportunities to celebrate our centennial. Our plan is to incorporate the 100-year anniversary theme into all of the city's existing events you see here. We have more than 20 city events throughout the year, and this gives us multiple opportunities to incorporate the centennial theme. That's half of them. Here's the other half. Our new monthly community market can be a great marketing tool for the centennial. Our ideas include having a 100-year anniversary tent set up at the markets with giveaways and activities. Marketing and promotions. To ensure a memorable and impactful celebration, staff recommends contracting with marketing and graphic design firms to create a 100-year anniversary logo, artwork for merchandising and commemorative items, graphics for the pole banners and collectible posters, a strategic marketing and social media campaign, and historical displays and exhibits. And we're going to try to plaster this logo over everything we can see. Printed materials, pole banners, t-shirts, promotional items, letterhead. Branding. These are some of the key elements we need to create our centennial branding internally and externally. Our goal is to generate enthusiasm and excitement throughout the community. We especially want to partner with our local businesses to invite them to be part of the centennial. They could offer special centennial food and drinks like passion flower tea and the purple beer you see here in the picture. That could be part of the centennial planning. And yes, there really is a purple beer. We'll be working to get sponsors for the vehicle wraps and other items on the list. For centennial ambassadors that I have listed here, their job would be to promote the centennial on their social media platforms and serve as cheerleaders for the city. Those could be internal and external folks. So you can see some of the ideas we have here, the pole banners I mentioned, vehicle wraps, downtown mural. We could hire an artist down here on McKee Street at the end. There's a 2-story building by the parking lot. Historical community calendar, which would be present and past pictures. 100-year anniversary decals and patches. There's also, if anybody's seen it, there's an Ocoee-opoly. There's a Monopoly game that Walgreens and Walmart used to sell. Joy's got a copy of it here now. But we could also do a 100-year edition, and we actually reached out to them, and they would be willing to do it for a price. Finance. There's a couple revenue sources, budgeted funds, and we discussed sponsorships in our committee too. Commission request. We're asking for approval to waive the procurement policy to hire the marketing and graphic design firms. The budget for these would not exceed $60,000. We already have a marketing scope for them, and we got prices from them. We're also requesting feedback and approval to move forward with our new events and ideas. And we'll be coming back to give you periodic updates on the Centennial with more detailed information.
That it?
That's it.
Greg, you have anything to say on that?
Just very briefly, this is something that we want feedback from the commission on. Obviously, we're deep into budget preparation right now, and the message we heard was we want to make it a very big deal when it came up at the 100-year anniversary of our township. And so we've kind of gone A to Z here, and we need to kind of know, is this too much or too little, or where are we as we're heading into the budget? Is this kind of what you're envisioning? It's some new and really playing it into the existing events we have. Most of you are well aware in your capacity that the success of this is going to rely on how good a job we do marketing, branding, and with social media and getting the word out, making this truly a community celebration. So we want to get started right away on that. January is not far away in the world of trying to get a program developed. And so that's the most urgent item. We can discuss it a little further during the budget workshops, but we wanted some idea on what your reaction is to, do we need to dial it back, or do we need to add more? Are there things that you want to see? So we are asking you to, either by consensus or vote, to approve waiver of the purchasing code so that we can secure a marketing branding firm. But separate from that, we would like some feedback on kind of what you're thinking. And this is kind of what we were thinking that we came up with.
All right. All right, commissioners. Comments?
Yes, sir.
Don't all talk at once.
I'm fine with the waiving the procurement policy for the first 60,000 to enable the graphics design to get underway. I'd like to see more detail, frankly. I guess, is this coming up through budget workshops, or is it being done separately? How is that handled?
That procurement will be done separately because we would want to go ahead and do that right away. Do you have a copy of the scope that you had prepared?
I gave it to you, Sherry, to give to you.
You can send them to.
Yeah.
We can,
It's not. What we will do then is we can send you out the scope for that, and if you feel the need, no, that's not it. So if we need to postpone a vote until the next meeting, that's fine, so that you have opportunity to look at the scope on that.
let me see if Joy has a copy.
Well, I think we're past that.
She's right there.
So what we can do is bring that back to the next meeting.
But we're going to have to discuss it during the budget anyway. So, I mean,
We are, but I will.
that's next week too, isn't it?
We will put an item on the next commission meeting agenda for approval of a firm with a scope of services and a request for waiver of procurement for your consideration.
All right.
Okay?
All
I'm
right.
excited for 100 years. I mean, we need to
Anybody else
celebrate.
comments?
No, that sounds good to me.
No, that sounds really good. Just bring it back. I would like to see the whole scope. I agree with Commissioner Kennedy. I would like to see the whole scope and what it's going to entail. We may not even budget enough. We might need more. You never know. Might need less. But I would like to see the whole scope.
Well, it's a mile marker for Ocoee in 100 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not going to come to us free, so we know that. So we do need to hire a firm. And I think it's an exciting adventure for us at this point, 100 years. So,
Do you have any feedback for us as far as the general proposed program,
Fireworks,
far
lots of
as-
fireworks.
events and things? Fireworks?
Well, fireworks, lots of fireworks.
yeah, how much they are?
Fireworks we do during the music.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds like it's a stretched out over the year.
Yes.
So it's something that's going to cost us. And a lot of the things you're doing at the community market. So again, that's not a cost to us, but again, it's the planning of it that needs, is the fair amount of the cost that we need to approve at that point.
Right.
How, okay, if we want it to be this year, coming out of this, do we have contingency this year that we could use it?
Not really that's going to make a dent in things. We have money built into the proposed budget that I'll be submitting to you for consideration during the workshops to cover the program that we have outlined tonight. I'll be prepared to further discuss with you during the workshops about forecast of things and then making sure that we get feedback on any wish list items that you have and kind of giving you a brief overview of where we are and where we're headed. You're going to be faced with some decisions, not this year, but next year, that are going to have some ramifications. But we'll get into all of that at the workshops.
While we're in the discussion, I will say that to the citizens that doesn't know or don't know, Craig Chadrick's our new city manager for the city of Ocoee. So I know some people have probably read it or seen it, but he is the new city manager for our city. Congratulations, Craig. How long you been here now?
I'm in my 17th year.
There you go. All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, now, Mr. Gettys, we'll see if we can get, huh?
I have one other question.
Okay.
Are y'all doing any sort of your Facebook, social media? Are you doing any sort of surveys of the community to get their feedback or suggestions?
We have not so far, but that's something we can do.
That was brought up at the meeting, Doug, back 2 or 3 meetings ago, about putting it out where we can have suggestions from.
We have several digital tools that we can use to get feedback, and we also can have some cards in the lobby and other locations to see what we get. Thank you.
All right,
That's feedback.
let's move on. All right, discussion about the Get-ins recording studio. So they're asking to use it through December. I know the city's, so I just brought it up. I want to see the commissioners. They've been there for 5 years. They sold it to us back when we asked about buying it, so finally we did buy it. So I know Mr. Gettins, his family's been around here a long time in the city. Matter of fact, I know some of you might not know, but some of you do. They wrote the cities, they wrote a song about, what's it called there? City? Ocoee. So that was a long time ago. But yeah, so I don't have a problem with it. We'll see how many commissioners, anybody have a problem with it?
A problem with the
Them using it
extending?
to December.
But I think the contract says that there is, I have no problem as long as we abide by the contract, which is $10,000 a month.
That's 15.
Well, there's two different figures there that
Well, there ain't
when I'm
nobody gonna
reading
pay us
it.
that to do that for that. So that's why we're asking this. That's why I wanted to bring it here tonight. So
You're asking what, I'm
we're
sorry,
gonna set
Mayor?
it there empty.
Well, but the thing is that I believe that we, personally, if I get down to that item here, let me get down here, that we made an agreement with the lease, and the lease says, I thought there was two different numbers there. There was
Well, that lease is
10,000 and
over, so it
15,000.
doesn't- that
Right, but it
lease
said
is
if it
over.
extended.
That lease
So
is
I think we should abide by the lease, and we have to charge by the month.
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
why I'm asking.
yeah.
That's why I brought it up. I didn't want to be on my back. Anybody else? I mean, I wouldn't pay $10,000 to be in that building in a day, or $15,000.
So the question
We
I
have
have,
it on the
Go ahead.
agenda. Is there?
I just have a question. So is it 10,000 a month or is it 15 a month?
The way
I am seeing two
the
figures.
way the lease that expired in June said, during the lease, we could work on an extension of a lease at which it would be $10,000 a month under that lease to extend it.
Okay.
Then there's another provision that says if the lease ends and they just continue to occupy it month to month to month, then it would be $15,000 a month. I assume maybe what they meant was, it doesn't read that way. I assume is the first lease was, for the 5 years, was just the taxes. You could extend the the lease for 10,000. And then after that extension, anything beyond that would have been 15 because you would have been years down the road.
Okay.
So that's how I interpret it.
All right. Anybody else?
And it goes until December, January?
So
Or
the
with extension?
building, yes, the building has been identified and agreed that we would demolish it. Presently, last week, we did a hazardous materials survey of the building. During the budget process, we will finalize any funding needed for the demolition of the building. Then we will seek cost from the demolition companies that we use, and then pick that contract and then kick them off. From between October and December, it's not going to happen that quickly. So we do have some time to get the funding, get the contract, get them geared up, mobilized to get that building demolished.
So they
It will
would
be
like to
demolished.
occupy it until we actually get our ducks in a row as far as funding and preparing to demolish the building.
Yes.
That's what they're asking.
Yes, and we need time to get them out, get whatever provisions they want out, because we're going to set a hard date to demolish it as soon as we can after the new year.
And what is the requirement on fixing the roof for $100,000? Do we have to do that?
No, under the lease that expired, we were responsible for keeping it watertight. We did re-roof it several years ago. It has since then sprung a leak. So since we are out of a lease, we are not responsible to keep it moisture tight. So there's no responsibility.
Okay.
In order to replace the roof, we have bids of $100,000. So
They know that.
we do not intend to replace the roof under the staff's provision. We intend to tear the building down unless so directed.
Right. I would say month to month, that 15,000 would be reasonable, if that's what the lease calls for, or the contract.
We paid $2.5 million for that building over the period of 5 years. Just for disclosure here, that we paid, $1 million was paid, no, 1.5 at the closing, and the balance of 1 million was paid 20 quarterly payments with an additional $3,000 in interest paid at each payment. Total interest was $60,000.
What do you think you'd pay for it now?
I'm not discussing that, I'm just discussing.
I am.
Well,
If we don't, let's vote. If we want to vote, we don't do it by consent. We can vote. Like I said, I had to bring it here because they were asked. So I told Craig, we'll bring it up here. Didn't want to do it, you don't do it. Come up to the podium.
I totally understand. I'm just looking for 6 months to employ my guys and get the equipment out, because it's not, like when you're moving a studio, you have to we have two situations we're looking at. I just need more time to move the gear. You have to decommission the board, you gotta move the panels, you gotta move all sorts of stuff. That's all I'm asking. I could take care of the property and the taxes for 6 months, and I'll be out of there. And we'll be good tenants over there until the property's demolished. That's all I'm asking.
All right.
There's a lot of costs associated with moving a studio like that.
May I ask him a question?
Yeah.
You had a 5-year rent-free lease. Why didn't you start this process 6 months ago?
We had some trouble with, we're having some setbacks right now, but I'm pretty confident we'll be able to be out there in 6 months.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you for answering that. I have a question. I don't know if it's for the attorney or for Mike. So, Mike, if we extend the lease or we give an extension of the lease, then, Mike, you said, well, we wouldn't be liable because we wouldn't be under a lease. My experience is that wouldn't be accurate if we extend. I mean, this isn't letting someone stay in the spare room. So I'd like to see a new contract or something, a letter of understanding, and I think then we'd be liable. Can you? We'll accept the roof. I want a contract.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think you're right, but I think the proposal, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, is that the tenant would actually accept the property as is, indemnifying and holding the city harmless with respect to anything at all that was wrong with the building, including especially.
We received the response to a letter stating that the lease has ended such that they would be responsible for keeping the the building watertight to meet their needs, so yes.
Yeah, so effectively, a very simple lease, assuming, it depends on what the commission decides. If the commission says you want rent, what that rent would be, month to month and/or for a fixed sum. I mean, you can do whatever you want at this point. But if you say, no, we don't want to do that, then of course, the tenant has to vacate the premises immediately.
I would say that the insurance, as long as the insurance covered, I know they paid the taxes on the place, we had them do that. Now, that comes up again after, this end of the year, but if we had them sign the thing with that, also, they pay the cost of the insurance from that time to that time for the building.
Mayor,
Be homeless living in it.
if I could, I would also add on, this just references their responsibilities for the roof if you choose to let them remain at
Yeah.
cost. I would redirect that to any and all maintenance
Right. Yeah, right.
of the property.
Yeah, mowing and all that, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
spell it
I
out.
just think it's ridiculous. We're not gonna get $15,000. That was just a.
I wish, so what's been presented to us in the packet is that we have three options. Let you stay rent-free, extend the lease for $10,000 a month, or require you to vacate. That's what was briefed to us. So I would prefer, obviously, I would have preferred this to be worked out as a proposal ahead of the meeting so we could look at it. I'm personally willing to meet you halfway. I wouldn't be willing to let you stay rent-free. But I'm willing to, if the staff and him could work out a proposal and the liability was covered, I'm willing to look at it. That's just my position.
And I'm also, thinking a little more in that direction. I'm not looking to go with a zero, because that sets a precedence for anything in the future, and that's a concern to me. But I understand that, I don't know if $10,000 is kind of high for that building. I wish you had in a perfect world, I wish we weren't in this situation. And I think that, I don't know, if $5,000 a month, would that be something that anyone would think of as a figure that, again, I'm not looking to set a precedent, so I'm looking at, I think a dollar figure, I'd like to see a dollar figure with this. I realize the condition of the building, and, yeah, I understand that, and I know we're gonna tear it down.
Can y'all put something together?
And we'd love to see you move we're sorry you're leaving, but that's a concern I have, so I'll leave it to other people to speak about it, or.
I would say 1,500. 5,000 still, that's a whack for nothing in. The building's in not good shape for that. He's just gonna be cleaning it out and getting out in the process. I know they should have done that.
Yeah, I know. Perfect
How many
world.
square feet is it?
I just say $1,500 is $1,500. We're not gonna get anywhere else. Plus, we all know what's gonna happen to the building between now and when we get rid of it, which it probably won't be January, the way it goes with us.
No,
Yeah.
I can't believe you'd say that.
Well, you actually could do an increased rental, so that it
Yeah.
starts small and then goes up, so there's an financial incentive
I
to
like that
vacate
idea.
Oh, that's,
sooner.
yeah.
All right, do we wanna do it? Somebody needs to make a motion.
Any-
I don't, like I said,
I don't know if they.
I do have a comment. I have a question. How much do you charge per hour to record in your studio? Is there hourly charge, or there's a flat fee, or how does that work?
A-room's like $125 an hour, but it comes with engineering assistant and upstairs $85 an hour, so it's not crazy.
Okay.
Do we know what the insurance is?
How long have you been there?
I was probably, since I was born.
So obviously there's some kind of profit in this business if you've been there that long. But,
The property taxes are $13.50 a month. Wow. So
I will make a
$3,500.
quick comment about Scott, Craig. Everybody, and I don't know if anybody in here knew, but I know, this was our property years ago. Somebody up here years ago had to get a good job of selling it. They sold this property, which we had to end up buying it back. But that was a long time ago. I would have never sold a piece of property in that pit and lake that we had. But that's what happened. Long time ago, it was sold. We owned it. But then we turned around. It started at 5,000 or 6,000. I think we ended up at 2,500 or 22.5 million or something like that. But, so let's vote. I mean, we can't take all night to
Could we
figure
go
this out.
$1,500 if you're not out by
have a motion.
January 1st? I mean, just a thought, just throwing this around here. If they're not off by January 1st, it reverts to the $15,000 a
Yes,
month?
yes.
Then, I mean, that's, I don't know how anyone feels about that, but if that's,
Yeah,
because if you're not out by January, if they're not out by January 1st, then it reverts to the 15,000, and so the incentive is to get them out before
yeah.
we, want to knock it down.
Yep.
My major concern is just the liabilities.
Yeah.
The city's liability, that's my major concern.
Yeah, we're gonna have them cover that, the liabilities. Here's the function. It's not gonna be used for anything else. We're not gonna put anything else in there. We're not gonna put anybody else in there, people. It's just if we do other people on different buildings and stuff, so
Yes.
the lady, I'm not gonna get that one, though.
I'll take a stab at a motion.
Lady that- But let's just,
I'll make a motion.
okay.
I'll try here. We'll direct staff to negotiate an extension of the lease for $1,500 a month through December 31st, with a price escalator reverting to $15,000 on January 1. And in the meantime, you will continue to pay the property taxes and the insurance, and there will be an indemnity of the city in the lease. That's my motion.
Is it-
I can't say.
No, I
Somebody
know,
said it.
I'll be happy to second, but is that,
Well, he'll tell us after you say it.
okay, I'll second it, and then I'm gonna ask the attorney, does that
Okay,
cover everything
ask
that
him.
we think that needs to be mentioned? Or-
Well, I think there's be some terms where it's absolutely clear that the property is in a, it's a violation of codes and is accepted in full and complete acceptance of that and indemnification to hold harmless with the insurance. I think that would be fine. So I wouldn't limit it to just those items, but other language protecting the
And
city.
any other protections?
Yeah.
that-
And all additional maintenance.
And
Yeah.
additional maintenance.
All right,
Okay, and I'll second,
okay.
the-
Just bring your rain, but don't forget your umbrellas when you go in. You know, you're gonna need them.
you really need to say that.
All right. I appreciate that. Like I said, I know they've been, I don't know how many years they've been there. They've been there a long time. 83? That's 41 years. Okay. All right. Can you get with, Craig, does he need to get with G or Sherry or you or who? Are you gonna write that up?
It's up, glad to.
I'll get
Take a
with
stab at it.
the attorney's office, and we'll
Okay.
take care of that subject to
I'll
the
call and I'll tell you when they're
approved
ready.
motion.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
the only question is whether it comes back to the commission, or do you want to authorize staff to do that?
Correct.
I was authorizing staff.
Staff?
City manager
Thank you.
and city attorney approval.
All right, appreciate it. All right, thanks, sir. All right,
Mayor, we need,
Well, we made a motion, we need to vote.
we made a motion on it.
Yeah, any more comments?
Oh,
on
I'm
it?
sorry. Well, no more comments?
No, yes, if, you didn't ask.
You
me.
want more?
No, I'm good. I didn't know if anybody else, but I'm ready.
I didn't know, everybody talked. Okay, let's vote on it. You did second it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did second it.
Motion carries unanimously. Oh, let's see. Now we get down to commissioners. Commissioner Kennedy.
No more comments.
Ooh, Commissioner Wilson.
Okay, I'll make this fast. As we voted tonight, August 8th and August 28th are the workshop dates for the budget. And then September 11th and September 18th will be the additional budget, what do we call it? We have the budget workshop, and then we have the hearings. So again, if you have concerns, issues, the budget will be, we'd love you to come to that meeting, those meetings, and we'll go from there. They're always fun, but that's where you find out where your money goes and how, and your comments are important to us. There's one more thing just for the commission. Ms. Applegate is here tonight, but we had talked about, Gordon had been 34 years as a volunteer, and we talked about doing the driveway over here and with his name. But the more you thought about it, it might be a problem because the address of the building there is Blueford, or Lakeshore. So in order to eliminate any conflict, or if that driveway ever goes away, we're thinking of other options that might be available to us to honor his 34 years. And I know we had experience with the ball field and also with the skate park. So I thought if the commission's okay, that we'll go ahead and talk to Mark Johnson about how we can, what we can do to honor him in those, maybe in those locations. He was interested in the skate park, and I know that from the skate park years and years ago, we talked about it when I was on the
for a long
recreation
time.
board. And the interest he had there, and I know his interest also was the ball field. So, I mean, it's coming up with working with Miss Applegate, because it would be a surprise for Gordon.
He ain't
But-
gonna watch this on TV tonight.
No,
will he?
she's not, she's gonna not allow him to, right? You're not gonna allow Gordon to watch any of this tonight? No, he does not know anything is going on about it. Okay, so we're hoping to come back in the next, I'm hoping next month to 2 months, so that we can start working on that and move that along maybe before Thanksgiving and honor Gordon, because this is the year. Just for when Gordon Applegate was our longest volunteer, he was 34 years with the Park and Recreation Advisory Board. And the same day that he came on the board, he actually resigned from the board. So it was 34 years, and it's the longest we've had any volunteer in our city. So we'd like to honor him. And it's just coming up with the right, should I say, the right facility within the parks. So if that's okay with the commission, we'd like to pursue that and change the venue of where we originally planned.
Consent, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I will say, I think if you go back and look at the records, I appointed Gordon to that recreation board back 34 years ago.
Well, Mr. Breeze was the,
Who?
Mr. Breeze,
Yeah,
Beach.
Beach.
Over rec,
Yeah, he was the recreation director,
and
and,
he's the one that also taught.
no, he told me that's what we needed to do. Mr. Beach was real good about that.
Yeah.
And Gordon did a great job. He was always there, always at the meetings, and
Yep.
and showed up, and that was great. All right.
20 years ago, I
All right.
served with him. The only thing I'm going to ask, one thing of Craig, is I'm just asking, we are pursuing or working with the FFA on that issue? I'm just like a yes or no, but you are working on it.
We're working very well with all parties.
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Fershner?
The Parks and Recreation Department is going to be hosting a before and after school program. I know this is important to a lot of parents that work and they need their children attended to before and after school. For more information, contact Parks and Recreation Department at 407-905-3180. Also, Family Recreation Day is coming up this Saturday, June 20th. It'll be at Gem Beach Recreation Center. There's going to be free admission to the pool, free food, free school supplies, and a host of other things. So it's a good opportunity to take your whole family there and enjoy the day at the beach center. That's all.
Commissioner Oliver?
Commissioner First, you just stole all my thunder. You just took it all. But I do have just a couple things. It's hot. It's really, really hot outside. This country has been experiencing a heat wave like no other. So my message is to mind the heat, understand the weather, what you're going out to, watch how you dress. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Please hydrate, and just try to stay in a cool space as much as you possibly can. I'm going to do this a little backwards tonight. I'm going to give you a quote. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is a sin. That comes from James chapter 4, verse 17. Then I also go on to say, whenever you know what is right, you must always know the courage it demands. And I said that quote for a reason, because the past few days I have been very disturbed. I've been disturbed about what happened on July 13th with the assassination attempt. So we have rights. You have the right of assembly. You have the right to voice your opinions. You have the First Amendment rights. So if you don't like a person or a group of people for whatever they believe or whatever their political ideologies are, you have the rights of assembly. You have a right to vote. You have those rights. You do not have the right to become violent, to take violence in your own hands, to try to attempt to hurt someone or kill someone. So my heart goes out to those that were injured, those that suffered death in their families. So again, I'm very disturbed by that, and it's not an attack on a person, it's not an attack on a group of people, it's an attack on our very democracy. When a person takes the law into their own hands and they try to commit violence against another or a group of people, we just cannot live that way. And my message is very simple. Use your First Amendment rights. Do not resort to violence to express yourself. Thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. All right. I had a couple citizens call me this week about Clark Road not getting finished, not done. I called Public Works facility, double check it. I thought I knew what the problem was. They're changing some of the design, so they got to go back, redesign, rechange before they can change the process. I talked to
There's
Steve Booth about it.
it's a grading issue. They're having to redo
Yeah, I know. Well,
a
it's
portion of the plan.
entranceway into that couple of places. So that's one of the things that stopped. The other thing it is, it's going to cost us more money. That's another problem. So it's not a problem. We just have to, citizens want to know. So I want them, if you, neighbors or anybody you want to tell them that's what it is. As soon as they get the plans drawn up, through the approvals, then we'll start back. The other thing, Craig, this is a little stuff, but I brought it up before, and I think I'll take Doug. The cheerleader place down here on Blueford Avenue, that's a busy road, and they park out on the right-of-way, and the cars are out into the street. And then they also leave their garbage there when they get through. I imagine the kids come out and they get tired, they throw the cups down or whatever, but they're putting their garbage out on the right-of-way, and I know we had to tell them they're supposed to mow it too, so.
Mayor, we reached out to them last week about all those issues and informed them that they will be subject to the code
They were all
enforcement process.
there last night.
Okay, well, we have a process that they will be subjected to.
Do we have signs? I agree with you 100%. I'm sorry to interrupt your time, but should there be no parking signs out there? I mean,
Well,
it makes it vicious.
I hate to see us put those 10 parking signs down through there, but, I mean, we need to somehow or another let them know that it's gonna get fined if they don't.
Can't see.
Yeah. And they do it on the other side of the road too, where the fire trucks come out. So that could be a problem. I was on red light cameras. I don't like red light cameras about the right side. I never have. But I will tell you, I sat out the other day, I wanted to check. I sat the other day at McGuire Road and watched people that was coming from Winter Garden going to Windermere. Out of 15 cars I sat there and watched, 14 of them run the light. 14. They wonder why they got a red light ticket. When next month, when they're gonna get it, they're gonna wanna know why they got it. So, but most of them, they've called me and people have called me and said the red light ticket, they don't like it. I don't like it either. I had to pay one time. But they, conscious, and my wife told me the other day, I said something about it. She said, first of all, you're supposed to stop at a red light camera. I said, okay, so that's the problem. Nobody stops. But I just wanted everybody to know, I did that. I sit there for a while to watch them, and they don't stop. And so it's like, and I've seen one of the city vehicles go through it. So, and I know they've told not to do it, but we need to address that to everybody, let them understand that. And but I will say that, and the other thing is the skate place it's been extended too. So that is really a sharp place down there, and really a lot of, and I know Gordon and y'all were pushing for that a long time ago. It took a long time to get it, but we appreciate it. It's really nice, and it's good for people. And pickleball, one was turned down on the courts up on the south side. I think they're coming back, I hope, the pickleball courts, but we're adding, was it 8?
We're going to have a total of 6 at Tiger Manor. I believe it's going to be
Yeah.
a total of 6 pickleball courts.
And 2 up at
And there's 2 at,
Venetti, maybe.
don't we have them over
We
at, Park, is it Park, what's behind?
I thought we was gonna have them at Venetti. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. But that'll be 8 more pickleball courts, so that'll be done. All right. Thank everybody for coming tonight. Appreciate it. Man.